Hi there, I'm Murdoch X, and today's video is about Patrick Stewart and the 6 PlayStation 2 games that feature his beautiful voice. When you think of Sir Patrick Stewart, do you imagine Captain Picard from Star Trek? Professor X from the X-Men movies? Perhaps Gurney Halleck from Dune? What about that movie that he and Dave Chappelle were in together? We'll come back to that. During the 13 years that PlayStation 2 games were produced, we were graced with 6 that featured the voice of Patrick Stewart, and here they are in the order that I think they should be in. Number 6, Wolverines Revenge. This is my least favorite game in the pack for several reasons. One of the first things you learn in the game is how to use the sneak ability, and then it doesn't work. It does work later, sometimes, but this is a glaring mistake during the tutorial. Part of sneaking is the ability to cling to walls and peek around corners, but this is usually a bad idea because it's difficult to unstick from the wall. It's unclear which way you're supposed to go much of the time. This normally wouldn't be a big deal, but it adds up with the other problems this game has. I really wasn't digging this game and I had to put it down. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any game footage with Patrick Stewart because of this. Mark Hamill was the voice of Wolverine though, so there's that. Number 5, X-Men Next Dimension. It's an X-Men fighting game. It's not a great game, but it does have 24 characters to fight as, 7 of which have to be unlocked. I'm always surprised when a fighting game or kart racer game has a story, but in this case we get Patrick Stewart playing Professor X and acting as the story's narrator. That's a good thing. If fighting games are your jam, this is probably worth picking up, but get Marvel vs. Capcom first.
Excellent team. You are definitely improving in your group maneuvers, communication, improvisation, anticipation, and trust. Well done, X-Men.
Number 4, X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. Bugs. Lots of bugs. Not game glitch bugs, literal bugs. This game has you fighting bugs instead of mutants, sentinels, or humans, and it gets old fast. I hear this game is amazing if you can make it to the halfway point, but I didn't, because I wasn't having a good time playing the first half. If you've never played an X-Men Legends game before, they're dungeon crawlers featuring our favorite mutants. This, the second game in the series, has more automated features than the first game did. If you don't enjoy the micromanagement aspect of fine-tuning your mutant skills and stats, then this feature is for you. As for Sir Patrick Stewart, we have him voicing Professor X again. As the story is probably the best aspect of this game, it's nice to hear his voice here.
Greetings. This location is known as the Sanctuary, a retreat of Magneto's. It will serve as our base of operations while we're here on the island of Genosha.
Number 3, Forgotten Realms Demon Stone. Aha! Our first non-X-Men game. When I first started doing research for this video, I thought this game would be my number 1 pick, but third-person action fighter games just haven't been holding up very well for me. This game is based off of Dungeons & Dragons and also features the voice of John DiMaggio, who you may recognize as Bender from Futurama or Jake from Adventure Time. Number 2, X-Men, the official game. Metacritic doesn't seem to like this game, but I had a blast playing as Nightcrawler. Cranking up the difficulty to hard really made this a lot of fun. A whole lot of stressful retrying the stage multiple times fun. Patrick Stewart is here as Professor X again, and this time the voice of Wolverine is by Hugh Jackman.
The strain of Jean dying took its toll on all of us, Professor. Your power will come back.
It's not me, Storm. It's Cerebro.
When it comes to Star Trek, we have PS2 games featuring the voices of William Shatner, George Takei, Walter Koenig, and the entire cast of Star Trek Voyager. So for the number 1 spot, we have Star Trek Legacy, our only game on the list featuring Patrick Stewart as Captain Picard. Except it's not a PS2 game. There are only 4 Star Trek games on PlayStation 2, and none have the voice of Patrick Stewart. So the real number 1 game?
Make it so, number 1.
Is X-Men Legends. The original X-Men dungeon crawler extravaganza. This game has a great story, great gameplay, and great levels. It's all good, and should be one of your top picks for your PlayStation 2 collection. You get to wander around the X-Mansion and play in the Danger Room. You can shoot people with your eye lasers. You can upgrade your eye lasers and shoot people even harder. The story follows a new recruit brought into the X-Mansion where she learns how to control her magma powers while the rest of the team goes out on missions to figure out what Magneto is up to. And of course, the whole time we have Professor X, played by Patrick Stewart, to guide us and the magma-wielding Allison through the experience of learning to be an X-Men. X-Man. X-person? A mutant superhero. So there we have it. 3 third-person action fighters, 2 dungeon crawlers, and 1 fighting game, all featuring the voice of Sir Patrick Stewart, none of which are Star Trek games. What do you do?
Hello, Allison. I was hoping to see you today.
Hi, Professor Xavier.
How are you?
I'm not sure. Being able to generate lava kind of freaks me out.
That's understandable.
If you like this video, tap on the subscribe button. Oh yeah, Patrick Stewart and Dave Chappelle, they were in Robin Hood Men in Tights together. Mentioned that at the beginning of the video. Didn't want to leave you hanging. You're welcome. Subscribe. Also, let me know what the best Star Trek game is in the comments section below. I haven't found one that I'm super into yet.